Hi guys, I am Shahzeb Afridi from Game Logics, and this is part 11 of our Ludo game, how to make Ludo game in Unity, and this is part 11 of that series. Okay, so what I'm gonna do in this tutorial is I am going to complete the data members of our game manager class, and we have created some of the data members for our game manager class, and this class is basically, you can say, it will control approximately 90 to 95% of our game. Okay, so it has a very important role throughout our game. Okay, so now we need buttons for our players. Red player 1 button, and red player 2 button, red player 3 button, and red player 4 button. Okay, so what these buttons will basically do, these buttons are going to be used for the purpose of when can we click on these players. Okay, so we will make these players sometimes enable and sometimes disable. I'm talking about button of these players. Okay, like when can we click them and when can we not, like when can we interact with these players and when we cannot interact with them. Okay, so this is the basic idea. Okay, so things will become more and more clear when we will proceed in the coding. Okay, so don't worry about that if you are confused. Okay, so in the similar fashion, I am going to create the buttons for our green green player, yellow and blue. Okay, so like we have rolled the dice, and the player is moving, and in the meantime when the player is moving, we would like to want the button to be disabled. Like we don't want our player to be clicked on that particular moment. Okay, because it can create problems for us. Okay, so we are done with our player buttons. Now we need to create um a public game objects for our player winning screens. Blue screen. Okay, so what they will do, they will basically do like they will activate the winning screen for the player who wins the game. Okay, this one. Let me show you where have I created them or not? I think, yeah, there they are. Okay, I was talking about this thing. So they will activate the screen, okay? And in this way, we will know that this player has won the game. So now you got the idea. Okay, now we need to create a few strings, but they are going to be of type private. They are explicitly private, but it's my way of coding, okay? I like things to be more explicit. Private string return, and it's going to be red, okay? So its default value is red. And don't need to explain the purpose of this string variable, okay? And private string, what the hell? Private string current uh, typing sucks. Private string current player is equal to none. Okay, so its default value is going to be none, and its and current player name is going to be none as well. Okay, so the purpose of these two data members, current player and current player name, is basically it will tell us which player is it, like red player, whether it's red player 1, like it's the current player name red player 1, or whether it's red player 2, or whether it's red player 3. And the current player will basically tell us about the player. Okay. And yeah, you will be thinking that there is no need to create these data members. Okay, like the similar purpose can be served through player turn or something like that. You might getting the idea. Like such kind of questions might be coming to your mind, but when we will proceed in the coding, I can guarantee you, you will understand that we need those two variables. Okay, things will make sense when we will proceed in our coding. Okay, as we proceed, things will become more and more meaningful. Okay, so just stay with me. And now, yeah, we need to create public game objects for our red player 1, player 2, and red player 3, and red player 4. Yeah. And what okay, so what this game object is for? Okay, you might be thinking that we are using buttons and then the game object for red players. Okay, so these buttons are basically like when can we click our like when we want to move our player, we would like we will click on the player, like okay, so like this we will click on the player and we will click on a particular player. Okay, and these game objects basically they will control the movement. Okay, so these are basically for let me comment it, player movement controller, player movement controllers. Okay, so they will control the actual movement of our um player of our game objects, or we can say our game players. Okay, and, blue two, blue three, and yeah, I forgot about blue player one and blue player four. Yellow player one and yellow player two and yellow player three and yellow player four. Blue player one, blue player two, blue player three, and blue player four. Okay, and yeah, we need some more members for oh, what the hell? That's a green player. Player two, player three, and green player four. Okay, now we need a few more. Yeah, private data members for tracking our player steps. Yeah, red player one steps, two steps, and red player three steps, and red player four steps, and private and okay. So these integer data members, they will basically hold information of like where we are on our this block. Okay, so it will hold information about these steps, like one, two, three, four, and they are very important. Like sometimes we would like to check like how many steps are left to enter into the home. Okay, like how many steps we are far from winning the game. Okay, so I think that you got the idea. Blue player one steps. Blue player two steps. Blue player three steps. Blue player four steps. And green player one steps. Green player two steps. And green player three steps. And green player four steps. And yellow player one steps. And yellow two steps. And yellow player three steps. And a variable for dice num. Okay, so this remember select dice num animation. It will basically hold like we have either we have rolled one, two, or three. Okay, the dice. It will hold information about the dice, the particularly the dice number, whether we have rolled one, two, three, four, or five up to six. Okay, so it will basically hold values, integer values from one to six. And another game objects for our dice one roll animation. Dice two roll animation. Dice three roll animation. And dice four. Oh, my keys are not working. What the hell is wrong? Splitting best. What the hell? My typing. Think I will work on my typing. Yeah. So digital data members will basically control our animations. Okay, like whether we have rolled animation one, two, or three. Okay, we will assign them their corresponding animations. Again, things will become more clear, okay, when we proceed in the coding. So don't worry about that, okay. And what do we need? Yeah, now we need a list of game object for red movement block. Yeah. Hmm. List game object read movement block and list of yellow movement block. You might be thinking that there are a lot of data members, and yeah, it's right. We need a lot of data members for this game. Yellow, blue, yeah, blue one is left. Blue movement, yeah. And game object for confirm screen, like the screen, this one. Let me show you instead of telling you, let me show you this screen. Okay, yeah. And another game object for game completed screen. Okay, so this data member will be responsible for activating the confirm screen, and this will be responsible for activating the game completed screen, this one. Yeah. Okay, and a few more variables. um, System random random number. Okay, so this data member will basically uh, hold random numbers from 1 to 6. Like it will help in rolling the dice. Okay, so whenever we roll the dice, it will give us a random number. Sometimes it will give us 1, 2, 3, and yeah, you got the idea. Okay, so I think that we are done with our data members, and these are all the members that we will need in this game. Okay, if I'm not wrong, and if you need some more, I will create them. Okay, but I think that these are the ones. Okay, so this is it. If you have confusion about any data member, or if you haven't understood anything about this tutorial, let me know in the comments. Okay, feel free to comment, and guys, support me. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next tutorial.